Today is a wonderful day. It's a great day. It's a brand new year. And I'm so excited to be here with all of you. Today is a wonderful day. We are so excited about the accomplishments that we have done over the last 2 years. And especially over this last year, we have a couple wonderful guests on with us today. We're going to be talking about cranking and getting your new year going and how to make more money. That seems to be the step number one, which is one of the biggest issues that we have with most of our students. But before we do that, we want to do a quick little share on a fun little thing that we just accomplished. This is our celebrating 9,000 hours. Here we go. So welcome, everybody. We're so excited today to have all of you on. We are celebrating finishing up 2022. As we look over the last 2 years, it's taken us about 2.5 years to build the site. We have been working on it like crazy people with our techno team. This has been pretty much a full-time job for the last 3.5 years. I sold off a lot of my real estate. I put it into private equity with partners. And so I could donate and spend 100% of my time here in the foundation. So I'm so excited to have all of you here with us today, and especially Melody. Melody is probably I'm going to call her the queen bee. You know, she's very shy. She doesn't want to really take the recognition, but it was really her that encouraged me. You know, I came up with the idea of creating the foundation. And of course, we do a lot of charity work, and I got a chance to spend quite a bit of time with Melody in the Philippines doing charity work. And I told her about this idea, and she says, well, you know what, there's a couple of people I could introduce this to. And she's been introducing it. And so as you look at the growth of the foundation, well, you got to connect the dots going back. And I just got to connect them right back to Melody. She's been so helpful in encouraging us to do this, and with some of her friends to be able to make it happen. So we just hit the milestone of 9,000 students. 2 years ago, we didn't have any. We had zero, basically zero. And, the vast majority of these new students have come in this year, in 2022, as we finished that. We had a couple thousand hours in classes because we were testing out the site, trying to make the site work. And we've gone over 100,000 hours this year alone. So this is how we're making a difference. How do you make a difference? Well, you share the wealth of free success and money classes. That's how we do it. And so today we have a very special guest on with us, besides Melody, but I'm going to introduce you to Ayo Gutierrez, and she's a very successful woman. Now, she has a very successful team between her and her husband and their family. So they work together as a group, which is so exciting. And one of the things that I'm so excited about is to really spotlight a lot of the successful women we have in the foundation. Now, this isn't my foundation. I'm just the founder of it. This is your foundation. This is for you to be able to take out to the world and make a difference in someone's life. If you can only give somebody one thing, money, knowledge, or experience, what would you give them? Well, if you give them money, they're probably going to spend it. They're going to lose it because they don't know how to do it. Okay. Education is very important. That's very, very important to give them the education, but we want to give them the tools. We want to pull the trigger. We want to give them the experience of what to do. And so last week we had a wonderful chat with Ayo and her husband, Earl. I says, one of the things we really need is a bunch of new classes that are designed to help you make more money. Because remember, step number one is to make more money. You've got to learn how to make more money. How do you make more money? You solve bigger problems. We go find problems. Everybody runs away from problems. We run towards them. What are the problems out there? We add more value. You add more value than the other person. And we study successful people. That's how you make more money. And so Io and her team and Earl spent quite a bit of time with us. And so on the website, in the courses area, there's a whole new chunk there of how to make more money, specifically. And there are, oh gosh, probably 50 other small classes to teach you the systems of how to make more money. Because step number one is we have to be able to do that. We have to learn how to make more money. So I'm going to turn time over to Melody for just a second, and I'm going to have her introduce Io because she's good friends with Io. And then we're going to jump in and have Io take it from there. And we're going to be talking about how to make more money. I'm so happy and so excited to have these powerful, loving women in our world. You know, our biggest group of membership are women. We have more women in the foundation than we do in men. And so we want you to be able to lead each other, and you have wonderful resources to do that. All right, Melody, good morning. I should say good night for you.
It's still a good morning, Tom.
All right, good. Good.
Because it's a new year. Thank you for that introduction. Well, I'd like to introduce one of my good friends. Her name is Caroline Gutierrez Abangan, actually, but she goes with Io. You could actually Google her name, Io Gutierrez, because she's famous. She's a TV personality, an author, an editor, and a professional speaker. She has authored several poetry books, including Yearnings or Collected Poetry and Evocare. But she also co-authored one of the Amazon's best-selling motivational books entitled Almost is the Same as Never. And she is a member of the Toastmasters International and Zonta International. And besides, actually, she has helped so many authors worldwide in publishing their own books as well. And currently, she's the president of the City of Angels Toastmasters Club and one of the welfare and self-reliance service managers in the Philippines. Actually, her story, along with her husband, was featured in MMK. I know you guys are familiar with that. It's one of the longest running featured TV shows in the Philippines where stories about great, wonderful people that are featured there. And you could even find it in YouTube. It's entitled, I think, Earl and Io, or Carol, I think. And it's in MMK. It's a story about their how they met each other. And so without further ado, you're going to have a wonderful night tonight because Io is one of a very inspirational speaker. And she's the type of person that Mabuhay Desert has relied on as well when we go to Cebu, because when we need somebody to host or we need somebody to, you know, just go and do things, she's the person to go to and it's the person that we ask. So without further ado, here is Miss Io Gutierrez.
Yay! Thank you so much, my Ate Melody. Did you know that our friendship, well, we didn't really know each other, but I followed her when I was in my youth days. She's ahead of me. Ilang years lang, but you know what? She's really, what can I say? Ano yan? Siya talaga yung hinahabol. Thank you so much, Ate Melody. Tom, good evening and good morning and happy New Year to you.
Thank you.
Sometimes I ask, what else is there for you to achieve? With all the successes that you have.
getting to 200,000 hours of online classes, getting to 1 million hours and 100,000 students. That's where we're headed.
You never stop. And that's one of the best things about successful people. They never really stop. And what's important is that we share. Thanks to Ate Melody, because about, I think 3 weeks ago or just 2 weeks ago, when she just opened her mouth, talked to me during our meeting there in Manila, and just told me what it is about, Success and Money Foundation. And she just told me, you know what, this is a great platform. That kind of energy that I resonated with the first time I heard about it, I said, well, count me in. I'll be there. When is the next meeting? And here we are today. I'd like to see a shower of hearts from everyone in my group, from the self-reliance groups all over the Philippines. How about a shower of hearts there? Give me that emoticon. They're all here? Wow, thank you so much. Now, tonight, we're going to have two segments. I'm going to share to you some of the things that we can do at the start of the year. Not really resolutions, but these are solid things that you can do to jumpstart your 2023 and onwards. Okay? If you are ready, please type in the chat box. Yes, that means you're ready. Go ahead, say yes. And I want that energy pumping. I like the word cranking all the time, Tom. So thank you, because I thought I was the most energetic person in the world until I met you. And I have witnessed how you were able to sustain that energy all throughout. When we had our meeting, it lasted about 5 hours, but Tom was the same from start to finish. Like, you could never really suck out the energy from this guy. So thank you. Yes, I'm seeing a lot of yeses here. Congratulations and thank you. Well, let's go straight to our presentation tonight. Okay, my first question is this. Are you satisfied with the level of success and happiness you have today? Okay, can you answer that? Are you satisfied already? Because I think if you are not here. If you're already satisfied, you will not be really spending time to listen to some mentors. And even at this time here in the Philippines, and I tell you, we'll be here for the next 2 hours. But why is it important that we are satisfied with our level of success and happiness? And you know what? This did not originate from me. It's from the late Stephen Covey, from his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And it's a good premise to start with, because now is the time for you to evaluate where you are at today and what will be your direction in the future. There is a popular proverb, Audentis Fortuna Juvat. This is a Latin word for the English translation, fortune favors the bold. In some translations, it's fortune favors the brave or fortune favors the strong. Audentis Fortuna Juvat. Now the question is, why is it important to understand this proverb? Before we move on, I'd like to show a short video clip. Has there ever been a time in your life where you felt you needed to make that big decision, that boldest decision, because it was a matter of life and death to you or your family? So I want you to really pay attention to this video clip and feel the emotion, feel the tension of the situation. Okay, are you ready?
Hey, Dad. She needs a second cam. That's not gonna hold in the fall.
Screw you.
Listen to me, Annie. I don't care how experienced you are. Smart climber always wears a belt and suspenders.
Dad.
2 cams are safe, 3's even better.
Dad.
Not kidding, Annie. Nobody's going anywhere until you put another cam in the wall.
Dad, I have 3 cams. He's just yanking your chain.
Watch out!
We got amateurs at 12 o'clock. Check your safety.
Annie, how close to the wall are we?
Keep still! Stop moving around! Stop!
Both of you, keep very still. other cam. Is it moving?
No!
Try and reach the wall. See if you can anchor us back in. Try. Peter, I want you to get your knife.
What?
Just do as I say. Just get it! We don't have much time here. You have to do something for me, Peter, okay? Cut me loose.
No.
There's too much weight here. One cam's never gonna hold it.
I can get
You
it
understand
in.
what I'm saying?
I
You
can
have to
fit
cut
it
me
in.
loose. You don't do this.
it'll
I'm gonna pull everybody down and everybody's gonna die.
You're wrong, it'll
Shut
hold.
up, Eddie! It's
It'll
1-3, Peter. You understand what I'm saying? Just think about it.
Him do this.
Why, she's gonna kill your sister.
Make him do this.
Annie's gonna die if you don't do this. Now cut the rope.
I won't do it!
Just cut the rope. Cut the rope.
It.
Any second now, that camera's gonna come out of the wall, and Annie and you are gonna die. Is that what you want?
Listen.
You're gonna kill your
Stop
sister.
it. Stop it,
Now
no.
cut the damn rope. Cut
Don't
it.
do it.
Doesn't
Don't
matter
do
about
it.
me. Just cut it.
No.
We're running out of time here.
Don't do it,
Just
Peter.
cut it. Nobody's gonna blame you for it. Just cut it, Peter. We're gonna die.
Okay, everyone, are you still breathing? I hope you are. If you are in this situation, what will you do? You hold a knife. You hold probably the life of your sister, but definitely you're sacrificing somebody else. Are you excited or do you want to see what happens next? Humihinga pa ba? Okay, let's see what this son chooses to do. Uy. Fast forward, all right?
Stop it,
Now cut the
no.
damn rope. Cut it.
Do it.
Doesn't matter about me. Just cut it.
No.
We're running out of time here.
Don't do it,
Just
Peter.
cut it. Nobody's gonna blame you for it. Just cut it, Peter. We're gonna die. How many of you are gonna die? Just cut it, Peter. Please.
Okay, that's the decision that the son did. Now, in this video, sometimes in life, it's like that. There are sacrifices to be made, especially as I work for the last 8 years as a self-reliance services manager. I've seen this in so many lives among the Filipino people. And if someone doesn't make that move to get their family out of the thing that has crippled their generations for years, then the cycle will continue. Hindi mawawala. And it's so true with so many aspects of our lives. There are times that life will take us to make that bold move. So take a moment to ponder upon this question, and I want you to ask yourself, what is my bold move this year? That bold move that will definitely alter the life, the trajectory of your career, love life, perhaps your family, your profession, your financial condition. That one bold move that you are willing to sweat it out, you're willing to give your full attention, undivided commitment, and dedication to make things happen. You may want to share that in the chat box if you're comfortable and you want to declare it. The thing is, what is that thing that has crippled you for years that you need to get out of that and make sure that you will propel yourself this year onwards, okay? So let me just share. Yes, Tom?
Can you unshare and share again? All right, let's go ahead and try and share again.
Let's share it again, Tom.
Yep.
All right. Is this okay?
Yeah, there's just a couple lines that are on it, but I think you're okay. Go ahead and continue.
All right. Thank you, Tom. So that's it. What is the bold move you are willing to do this year to change the trajectory of where you are headed? Because I ask you, are you satisfied with the current status of your happiness and success? And this is why we are so happy when my husband and I met Success and Money Foundation, we told ourselves this is it. This is aligned with the goals that we have for our family, because we are part of building legacies, sharing that, and also building ourselves so that we can build other people as well. When I started with the publishing and writing industry, it was a bold move because I never knew anyone from the industry. I didn't know the technical in and out of publishing, but I studied. And from one book to another, to another, and to another, until I was able to perfect a system that worked for me. And I realized that there are so many people that started coming to me because I know how things are done. And so much that there came a time out of necessity, because I cannot share to anyone all the time because I also have other priorities. That's when I decided to launch my publishing. And in just a matter of few years, I realized that there's just so much more. And I have worked and collaborated with some of the country's leading thought leaders. You have James Fantoni, Gigi Sunga, Boots Bartolome, who is the father of the guru, the franchising guru of the Philippines. And it started to branch out until I have authors not only local but international. And when I decided to publish another book, which was translated into different languages, it also opened to other markets as well: French, Italian, and Spanish. So why am I sharing this? Not to brag, because I realized that taking that one bold move will actually be the gateway for so many beautiful things that will happen in your life. Last year, I spent 5 months working on my certification as an online coach. From the 300 auditions, 1,000 auditions, I was cut down to 300 applicants. Only about 30 people graduated from the course. And I was part of that batch alpha. It wasn't easy. It took so much of my time and energy, but my vision was clear. That was the boldest move I made last year. And when others were just waiting to launch their courses, right after the graduation, a few days from that, I launched my course immediately. And I was so happy. About 300 students signed up for that. That's when I realized over and over again that the universe loves speed. Now, according again to Stephen Covey, to achieve goals you've never achieved before, you need to start doing things you've never done before. Most of us wonder, why am I stuck in this dilemma or this position? You may want to ask yourself, have I really reinvented myself? Have I really pushed myself to certain limits beyond what I possibly could think of? So if you want a big change, you must understand that you need to set goals. However, those goals must be anchored to something else. If you can help me identify what's this tree you are seeing right now, go ahead and tell me. What is this tree? That's correct. This is a bamboo tree, but not just an ordinary bamboo tree, a Chinese bamboo tree. Did you know, or do you know how long will it take for a farmer to grow this tree? Any wild guesses? More than that. Do you know that it takes not 5 years? Within 5 years since planting this one, you would never see anything breaking off the ground. And if you are that farmer attending to this for the next 5 years, would you lose your interest altogether? Would you stick to this? And why would you? You probably would if you understand what you are seeing in the future. If you have a total understanding of where you are headed at. Because after 5 weeks, within the next 5 years rather, within the next 6 weeks, this will grow into a towering 90-foot tall tree. 5 years. But it doesn't mean that it's not growing. What it only means is that this Chinese bamboo tree is building its root system. It's building its foundation. Now think about what Tom and his foundation is teaching us. They always emphasize the word long-term. We're never here for the overnight success. We're not here just to listen one time, open the website one time, invite a person one time. No, we're here in the long haul because permanent good results always come from long-term investments. Just like the Chinese bamboo tree. One of the most favorite quotes I have from our late President Spencer Kimball is this: work brings happiness, self-esteem, and prosperity. It is the means of all accomplishment. It is the opposite of idleness, and we are commanded to work. I love this principle because as a young girl, I was introduced to work. And I just love it. Every time I could create something good comes out of my creativity or my hard work. Can you just add the word no work here and you would know the result? No work brings no happiness, low self-esteem, and low prosperity, isn't it? So always remember that the Lord wants us to use every faculty that we have to improve the lives that He has given us or entrusted us. But most of all, remember, always set the direction for your life. It's something that your mother or father will not tell you. It's not something that you will just know, something that you have to work on and really ask our Heavenly Father about it. The direction we are going to, because you might be working so hard today, just like here, that we are doing a lot of things to better our lives. Self-reliance, right? But then again, the question is, what for? What's in it for the long haul? What's the eternal perspective surrounding all of the things that we are so busy and preoccupied with? Once again, direction is very important. Which leads me to a very important concept I learned from a book I read entitled Ikigai. Now, how many of you here have read the book Ikigai, or do you know the concept of Ikigai? Well, it simply means, it's a Japanese word that means a reason for being. What's your purpose? What's your mission? What keeps you awake at night? What keeps you alive? And it does mean that it's giving the person, why am I doing this? Why am I here? And in that book, you would see that there are blue zones in many parts of the world. And Okinawa in Japan is where you have the centenarians and super centenarians, meaning people who are living beyond 100 years. Did you know that it's because they have found their Ikigai? And in this illustration, it tells you or shows you 4 circles. Here you have what you love, your passion and mission. To your left, you have here what you're good at or your skills. To your right, you have what the world needs. What is it that they're looking for? And then the other thing is, what can you be paid for? It is also similar to another book by Dan Schobel, Promote Yourself. He says that to have a really rewarding professional career, you need to have 3 things: passion, skill, and a paying market. If there's an intersection of all of these circles, my dear ladies and gentlemen, you have found your Ikigai. And this is what I mean by direction. There's so many things to do in life. However, the thing is, will they really matter to your sense of purpose? Building a small business, having multiple income streams, but what for? What's the end game for you? What I've learned is that you never stop when you are okay, because that's the time for you to also share what you know. And wealth comes in different forms. So now that you have identified your bold move, the question is, how will you now position yourself in a way that you will attract, in a way that you can be visible? Or you can tell the person, this is what I can do. This is my value offering. How can you tell the world your value or what you do? And with that, Tom, let's take a break. And when we come back, I'm going to tell you how you're going to build your personal brand. How are you going to do the most essential things? And how can you accelerate your growth? Back to you, Tom.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We're going to say goodbye to our friends from around the world, and we're going to come back for another segment. Thanks for watching.